Thank you for the refuge. Now there's a big stompy crushy guys right outside the door. I did not think they were that close outside the door. Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Force Unleashed. Last time, we landed in the firing chamber for the Death Star. As you can see, that right there is it. This time, we are going to run down the firing chamber for the Death Star like a crazy person. What happens when I pull this out, or I don't know. Can I shatter this? Might wanna hurry. Might want to hurry. Yep. How about you stop or I will cut you in half? Can we come to that arrangement? Is that acceptable? What's in this room? There's nothing in this room. It's a waste of a room. Alright. You do not want to go out into the hallway when the shiny green beam is eviscerating things. Not eviscerating, because that's the wrong word. Whoa! There's a thing here. There's a couple of things here. A couple of things I don't like because they're getting in my way. Hey, no! What are you guys doing here next to the big gun barrel cannon thing? There's a holocron in this room. I actually knew there was a holocron in that room. But since we're waiting for that thing to fire, let's go ahead and look at some of our upgrades, shall we? We leveled up back there in the main big room of death. And we've got 12 force power points, which means we can actually upgrade 2 things. Let's see. Go ahead and upgrade Force Lightning, because I have a feeling I thought I did that before, but I didn't. And I'm going to upgrade my Lightning Shield, because I actually use that quite a bit. We've got 6 points to use for stuff in here. And I would recommend going Fortitude, because that increases your maximum health. And I think Affinity... No, Focus? Yes. Focus increases your maximum force power, which is what I'm going to go with. But Affinity increases the regen rate of it, which may be... Ideally, you'd want them both, but I can see why you would want to pick one over the other. It just depends on which one you like best. Got 9 points to spend here, but as you can see, we've purchased everything, and we've still got 3 points left. So, the only things we're going to be dropping points in now are talents and powers. But there aren't enough points between now and the end of the game to actually fill either of those things out completely. I want to double check and make sure that I have that health draining crystal stuck on my lightsaber. That's the black one. Do I have all the other crystals? I don't have the unstable green, which is here. Okay. Talk is the crystal that I have on. Good. That crystal drains health on lightsaber hit. Now, gigantic green death beam firing. We've got a couple of interesting, almost puzzle-like chambers coming up just right down there. You're going to want to wait for this whole thing to kind of come off.
Imperial comm chatter is overloading the scanners. They're fortifying all positions to try to keep you out.
Let them try.
I like your attitude there. You're going to want to smash through these with your lightsaber.
Got it. Any sign of him? Not yet. But the moment he sticks his head out, we're going to vaporize it.
Oh, really? That's a rocket launcher? I don't like that. Hello. Now there's turrets out there in the hall. That's one of the flame guys right there. So. Ow! Ow! I don't like you and your turret. Don't like that one bit. Yes, well actually you're not taking fire as much as being blasted with a lightsaber.
You're dead.
I'm going to try to take out these guys out here, these turrets. I do not like them. No! Machine gun turrets. Was that a rocket? Is there a guy over there with a rocket launcher? There's indeed a guy over there with a rocket launcher. Get over here. Bye. What is shooting me? Oh, that thing is shooting me. I can still shock you when the cannon is firing, you know. Machines. Bah. So. I think I need to get on the one on this side. Because there's a holocron. There's holocron goodness going on up there. But how do I get up there, if I can remember? Hum hum hum. She can't jump on that. I think you have to get over from over here. Seems to be more stuff over here I can climb on, maybe? No. No comment. No comment. You know what's really sucky part about that? Is that I knew that's how you got up there. Because I was stuck on that the first time I played through this level. And yeah, I just happened to stumble across that elevator back there. Now there's another holocron going back in that other direction that I did not go because I fell off of that. There's the unstable green lightsaber crystal. Coming around over here. I don't think there's anything over here on this side right now. So the place you want to go after you run around, if you're like me, for 20 minutes looking like an idiot trying to figure out how do I jump to the place the elevator takes me? Well, you're safe from the firing things for a moment. That was a great camera angle. Whoa! Going in here. Hi. Thank you for the refuge. Now there are big stompy crushy guys right outside the door. I did not think they were that close outside the door. So, let's wait for my force power to pop back up and deliver them a truly shocking experience. I can only stay there for a moment because there's a sniper right behind them. So, I'm glad they don't know how to operate doors. No, okay, you got in. Congratulations, you're dead. You just locked yourself in a small room with a Jedi. Has that ever worked out for anyone in the history of ever?
You're dead.
You just locked yourself in a small room with a Jedi. See previous example. Alright, look, it's the gigantic green firing chamber. Jedi. People are not learning. Look, there's a holocron in this room too. That's really the whole purpose for that room. Yay, holocrons. Now we need to go this way. Oh crap! Yeah, need to pay more attention to the countdown maybe. Just, you know, just a smidgen closer attention because I almost just got vaporized. That was the thing. It happened. Now I can go down here.
You're in an amplification chamber. There should be a pair of spinning conductors that intensify the beam as it passes through the area. This station's laser. It's more powerful than anything the Empire has ever built before.
That it is. Now there's a couple of ways to go about getting into this spinning chamber. You need to go to the bottom level to grab that that Jedi holocron, and that's pretty much the easiest way to get there. These tunnels, technically they're return tunnels if you fall off, or if you're not taking orders from a pilot. What are you shooting at? Because you missed. You missed. So this is going to take me back up top, which isn't necessarily the safest place to be, but you need to grab each one of these rings and lock them in place. Come on. There we go. Trying to figure out which way to turn this thing so that it actually spins around and locks is one of the problems. But you have until this thing speeds up to fire, which they didn't give a countdown. Alright, there was no countdown for that last time that it fired and shot me in the back. But as you can see, we still have those two holocrons that we picked up, and there's no bonus objective for this level. And because we stayed and fought out there in the main room for so long, we almost hit our force point max. So now it's just a matter of waiting here.
You're in an amplification chamber. There should be a pair of spinning conductors that intensify the beam as it passes through the area. This station's laser. It's more powerful than anything the Empire has ever built before.
Alright. It's really not going to do anything to align them here because I've waited too long. But you're going to want to grab each of those rings and align them. They align anyway when the laser fires, but apparently there's no countdown for it when you're this close to the pulsarium rings, which I'm guessing are what those things are actually called. But you're going to want to grab them right here and just lock them up. Now you need to figure out rather quickly which way you need to turn the ring. So which stick you're going to use to actually get across here. Because these platforms retract when the pulsarium is not active. As you can see, the holocron in this pulsarium is actually over there, just over the bridge that extends from the other side. And the bridges actually extend when the beam is firing, but you don't want to go out there because it will vaporize you. So what you're going to want to do is, as soon as that thing kicks up again, you have to wait a moment, but you can grab it with the force and lock the 3 rings down. This may be a bust attempt at it, because I don't think I can actually get across before it fires again. Yeah, it's about to fire. Oh look, you can see straight through that door right there. That's a useful locking door. A large part of this greatly depends on your speed with locking those rings down as soon as this thing's up. You're going to want to step out here where you can get a solid grab on it and lock it into place. Figuring out which way to turn it is a big thing. Let's see if I can actually get across there. In here. Alright, yeah, we did it. Alrighty, that seems like a little droid hallway here. I'm sure you don't need that R2 unit. Alrighty, the next big area of the Death Star is right behind this door here. Let's take a look at it. This is the convergence chamber.
Where am I?
Some sort of convergence array. According to my schematics, there are 7 others just like it spread around the station's dish. The firing tube you were in is just one of 64, all being directed into a single massive beam. I can't even imagine what the Empire would do with this sort of power. You must find a way onto that central platform. The Emperor's observation dome is just beyond it. The schematics show a series of graviton beams in that chamber. Can you find a way to activate them?
Now this room is... It looks kind of intimidating right when you first get here, but it's actually not all that bad. I believe there are 5 holocrons hidden in this room on different levels. There's like 4 different levels to this room. You don't want to be anywhere inside these green rings for most of this level though. Highly recommend dropping down here to the bottommost floor as soon as you arrive. You're going to encounter an ATST. I believe there's a pair of them down here. It's just gonna stand there and stomp. Yeah, there's a pair of them. So, just kind of shock that guy and cut him in half. And then take out this guy. As you can see, I completed the force points bonus objective. No. Get underneath him and just kind of slash at him a bit. Oh, nah. Okay, Mr. Stompy. How you like that, huh? Yeah, not good at all, is it? Shoot me and stomp on me. You guys aren't so tough without your big gigantic metal thing. Now let's see, is there anything down here on the bottom floor? I don't think there's a holocron down here, but I could be mistaken. That seems like a empty room there. I think the only thing that's actually down here is the switch for the graviton beam, which is this. You're actually turning something back on for a change. That like never happens. Repairing things? Is this what being a Jedi feels like? Anyway, we're going to end off this episode right here because we've been going for quite a bit. And we've got some interesting stuff coming up in the next episode. So, I want to thank you for watching, like and subscribe, do all that cool stuff that makes you awesome, and I will see you in the next episode.